This is the Hypothetically Sound podcast,
hosted by Alec, Randy, and Xavier,
where we take a hypothetical look at the world around us,
exploring the what ifs, maybes, and how comes.
Join in on the unfiltered, raw, and real conversations as we explore the world around us. Welcome back to Hypothetically Sound. I'm your host, Alec, and I'm joined as always with the other host, Randy.
Yo!
We're doing a little bit different. I'm the one who's talking today. It's kind of weird. I don't remember how to intro and stuff. So that's fun.
It was an experiment to see how awkward it would be.
I mean, it happens. Anyways, today we're continuing the Apple Top 100, yeah?
Yeah. Apple Music's Top 100 albums of all time.
We're at 69, which
Nice.
Exactly. This is why I'm the one doing the episode, by the way.
Exactly.
And it's Master of Puppets by Metallica.
Yeah. I love Metallica. Been listening to them since I was a kid. Our mom's favorite band. Everybody loves Metallica.
Yeah, it is the first heavy metal band that I've been introduced to way back when I was in like middle school or something like that, you know?
They are the quintessential 80s heavy metal rock band.
I have a weird relationship with heavy metal, actually. It's more about the sound to me than it is like lyrics and stuff. Like when we talk hip hop, we talk about like the penmanship and all that. When it comes to heavy metal, man, I just want to listen, like mostly the instrumental.
Yeah, this episode, for people to listen, don't get me wrong, Metallica is known for their lyrics. Like they are very socially conscious, introspective lyrics. But yeah, I listen to Metallica for the instruments, and I just vibe with the sound and listen to the sound because it's so great. Like half the time I don't even know there's lyrics.
Like, I'm a big fan of rock, all types of rock, unless it's emo rock where I'm belting it, like 2000s pop rock, all that stuff. If it's like heavy metal, it is all instrumental. Like I'm just here to vibe, man.
Yeah. So. For those at home who don't know Metallica like we do, I got you as always. As I said, Metallica is an 80s heavy metal rock band. They started in 1981. This album, Master of Puppets, is their third studio album. It was released in 1986, so it is 37 years old.
Damn.
They recorded this in Copenhagen, Denmark. What's sad about this album in particular is it is the final album to feature bassist Cliff Burton, who died during a bus accident while doing promotion for this album. So yeah, definitely a heartfelt album from Metallica. Probably it's really heavy to play at concerts and stuff like that, go on tour. They did peak at 29 on the Billboard Top 200 and number 7 on the rock Billboard chart. They are widespread, critically acclaimed. This album, for a lot of people, they praise the music, its political lyrics. It is credited with being in, like, bringing in the thrash metal scene. They went 6 times platinum. So yeah, like, and if you like, oh, who's Metallica? I've probably heard them. If you watch Stranger Things, season 4, season 3 with Eddie, that is a song he's playing. Master of Puppets. So yeah, they're everywhere. That's where their current popularity is from Stranger Things. Like they grew up.
More recently, if you play Fortnite, this is Metallica from Fortnite.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's Metallica from Fortnite.
Yeah. I was actually going to start the episode off with that joke, but then I was like, I'd rather not. But yeah, dude, Metallica from Fortnite. Let's go.
Yeah, gotta love them. And so, yeah, like we said, this album is, while obviously, like, especially political driven lyrics is my forte, I just listen. I've heard all these songs before. I just enjoy the instruments. And so this is going to be a lot of us just talking about how good the instruments sound. But Master of Puppets is a 8-track album at roughly 55 minutes. And so we're going to get right into it, starting with track number 1, Battery.
Yeah, dude. And honestly, man, the intro for Battery gets you right into it.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's fast paced, in your face.
Yup, it's pretty solid sound overall. The vocals
Mm-hmm.
sound really good on the track, which is something Metallica's really good at doing.
Yeah,
Again,
the lead singer's really good at speeding his sound up with
mhm.
the band.
Yeah, and he has such a nice tone to it too that
Mm-hmm.
like he doesn't get drowned out, and it just fits. It's like its own instrument in itself
Yeah.
for the sound. And then you get to the guitar solo, and that shit just flows.
Mm-hmm. And what's awesome about this song is it obviously it's Battery, it's fast paced, it's charged. It's the start of the album. It is a homage to Metallica's loyal fan base. They say constantly that the fans is what gives them their energy to rock. And what also is interesting about this song, it's also named Battery because Metallica's starts were on Battery Street in San Francisco, where they played a lot of their early day music.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That's a fun little fact right there.
Yeah, it's a great song. Like I enjoy
Mhm.
it. Um, Obviously not my favorite on the album. We already know who everybody's favorite is on the album. Uh, but yeah, it's a really solid, fast paced, fun song. Gets you hyped for the album. I gave
Mhm.
it a 7.5 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which follows the title track, "Master of Puppets,"
Yeah.
which is obviously one of their more popular hits.
Mm-hmm. It is
And
widely considered one of the best metal songs of all time.
there's a lot of like rock songs that essentially like midway through the song they will completely change the like they'll do a whole like instrumental switch or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
beat switch, and it changes the whole flow of the song, which Metallica does with Master of Puppets.
Mm-hmm.
But they do it in such a way where it goes from like this super intense, just heavy metal earworm of a song, right? To just completely killing that momentum, but not in a bad way, but it completely kills the momentum they built up to that point, and then they slowly rebuild what they broke, which is insane.
It is a little, if you're not ready for it, it is an 8 minute, 9 minute track. And so at 4 minutes, when it changes pace and it changes sounds, it goes into its new interlude to build back up. It's just a work of art, to be honest.
Yeah, it's done so
Mhm.
fucking good. It's insane.
It's not jarring. It doesn't even feel like an 8 minute song, and
Mm,
none of the songs on the album feel long to me.
no.
If anything, I'd be perfectly fine listening to them go for another like 3 or 4 minutes, just playing instruments, telling the story with uh the instruments, and even the lyrics are fantastic. Like in the song, I don't know what more to say. It is one of the best rock songs in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I enjoy Enter Sandman more than I do Master of Puppets, but that's just a personal
I mean, it's not
thing.
on the album, so I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna talk about it. But yes, I'm also an Enter Sandman kind of guy.
Mhm. Master of Puppets is the most performed song by Metallica. People love it. Um, and funny enough, the guitar riff between the last guitar solo section and the final verse was heavily influenced by David Bowie's Andy Warhol
Hmm,
song.
interesting. I
They
never
were
heard
just
it.
yeah, they were just huge fans of that song, and they took some from it.
Hell yeah, good for them.
I gave the track a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I also gave it a 9 out of 10. It's classic.
Mhm.
Sick guitar solo. It's just good.
Yeah,
Listen to it.
it's fantastic.
Which brings us on to the next track, which is the thing that should not be. And this fun fact, personal fun fact, this was one of the first Metallica songs that I ever heard.
Mhm.
A heavy references Lovecraft's Cthulhu
Yep,
mythos,
yep.
and it's a much more tame type of roller coaster, but it's still pretty intense.
Mhm.
I think it fits nicely coming after Master of Puppets as like a kind of a calm down back into like not like it's weird because Master Puppets is very intense heavy metal, right?
Yeah.
That like also again they like break down and build back up in the own song. This is another good like breakdown, like come down from it, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it's definitely a darker
Mhm.
and it's amazing what I love about rock and just the use of guitar, like live guitars and drums and other instruments, is just the variety that guitars have. Like the sound that you get in Master Puppets compared to the thing that should not be uh is so widely different.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
And it's so amazing, like just the talent
I
to do
also
that.
put that it's incredible how Metallica and just rock in general, a lot of these artists are really good at setting a mood right away,
Hmm.
and like especially in the guitar solo of the song,
Hmm.
it brings like this like darkish, watery feel. It's insane.
Yeah.
It feels like something that you play like the Cult of Cthulhu, or if you listen to or read the book or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like it feels like it would be the backing track to it. Like,
Hmm.
it's insane. Honestly, this is, like, a personal favorite.
Yeah. I
Uh
wish we could like I want to still see them in person. Like if they ever get the chance, because that's
mhm,
what Metallica is meant for, is to be seen in person. Uh,
yeah.
their shows are legendary, so hopefully someday we get to go see it. Um, there is only thing I don't, and it's not even don't like, is what I wish is the song has many moments where they're building to go hard metal, like super hard, and it just doesn't. Like it gets to the edge of the cliff and just rolls back, and they build that up a bunch of times. And I just wish that one time they just went over the cliff and went off for like
See
a 30-second just thrashing.
see, I know I understand earlier I said that you don't really listen to I didn't really listen to the lyrics too
Hmm.
heavily on this, but this is one of those songs where that makes sense to me
Okay.
because it is talking about the sinister vibe of Cthulhu. Like, that's literally what the
Yeah.
song's about, right?
And I
Is,
guess
like,
going
the
off the cliff.
mystery of the deep sea, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
So, I don't know, I thought it worked really well. I gave this an 8 out of 10.
I also gave it an 8 out of 10. Like I wholeheartedly enjoy it.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of my personal favorites, like, just bias-wise, yeah.
Mhm. Which moves us to track 4, Welcome Home Santorium. Uh, to me, this track is just a show off song for the lead guitarist.
Mhm.
And also, you get a different style of vocals, which is nice as well.
Yeah, I, honestly thought this didn't really capture my attention as much as the
Hmm.
other songs. Like, it definitely towards parts of it faded into the background of the other things I was doing at the time.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely a show off for the guitar, so I 100% agree with everything you said.
This song is apparently about being mentally abused in an insane asylum. Uh,
Oh,
and it's inspired by one who flew over the cuckoo's nest.
okay.
Yeah, so interesting tidbit. I'm just gonna give some tidbits about the tracks as we go on. But yeah, no, it's like you said, it's definitely not as good as the last two tracks that or last three that came before it.
Mhm.
You're riding a high, but it's still a good song. Like I said, it shows off the lead guitarist's skills very well. You get a different sound to the vocals, which is a nice change. Overall, I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I also gave it a 7 out of 10. Wow, look at us.
We are on the same page.
Next moves us on to the next track, Dispensable Heroes. So the instrumentals to this goes insanely hard, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it starts off fast and hard and
It stays. It's like super
mhm.
fast paced. I think I read somewhere that like it gets up to like 220 beats per second or something like
Yep,
that.
that is what it gets up to.
Yeah, that's insane. Dude, I could not imagine playing this at a concert
Hmm.
and how like intense like to play it would be, let alone like listen to it. Oh my goodness.
And it makes sense because it's a anti-war song,
Hmm.
and like you're trying to show the horribleness of war, So why not make the song super aggressive and hard and in your face, as if you're someone who went to war and trying to get people to understand how bad war is. And like they do it very well. Um, and obviously, like the name of the title gives you how they feel about disposable heroes. It is a very solid rock song. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I also gave it a 7 out of 10. It was good. It was super solid, super intense. It was pretty heavy
Hmm.
in the sense of heavy metal. Like, it was good. That puts us to Leper Messiah.
Yeah, track number 6 of
Yep.
8.
And this is another more tame song. So,
Hmm.
like, again, we went from Welcome Home, which was tame, then it goes to that, like, super intense, Disposable Heroes, and then we're back to
Yeah.
the tame. Like, it's another come down from such a rapid song.
This is one of the songs where we talked earlier where we just vibe and listen. I know for a fact that I literally like sat back in my chair, took my hands off of the keyboard that I used to type, and obviously that's what you use a keyboard for. But
See,
I sat,
that's crazy because I also put in my notes that it's good, but it quickly becomes background music. Like, quickly, you just, like, it fades.
yeah, I
Not
just
it's
vibe
not
to it.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, of course.
Hmm.
In my opinion, it was pretty mid-ish until about the second half, and it picks up a
Hmm.
little bit, and it catches your attention. But
Yeah.
yeah, it does just all of a sudden, it's like, oh yeah, I'm listening to Metallica.
Obviously, by the name of the song, it is looking at religion. It's just a story about a guy getting people's money and then hooking them on things that they shouldn't be. So it's just like looking at religion and how messed up religion is. But I enjoy the song. 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. This is my lowest rated song.
Yeah, 7's my lowest on the album, so
Hmm.
understandable.
Next, then we go to Orion, which is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
100% instrumental song.
Hmm. It's the most funky sounding song that they have on this album, at least.
Yeah, yeah, it's super long too. It's like almost 9 minutes.
Hmm. Apparently, it is broke into. Sorry, I was reading something. Apparently, it's broke into 3 parts: a heavy beginning, a spacey bass-led interlude, and the end.
I was gonna say the bass line in this is fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. The song features 4 solos, 2 which are by Cliff Burton. So sad when they ever play this song.
Mhm.
It was Cliff's favorite song, obviously for obvious reasons. Uh, but yeah,
It's
it's a
good.
good song. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super vibey. It's a good song. You can sit back, relax to it. I fucks
Um.
with it. I liked
Yeah.
it better than the last song.
Hmm. Interesting note about this one, outside of the what I told you a second ago. This song, along with "Welcome Home" and "Call of Cthulhu," is featured in the movie Paradise Lost: The Children Murders at Robin Hood Hills. Never heard of the movie, never seen the movie. Now I might have to see it to see how they use the music.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, same.
So
Very,
yeah,
very
new
curious.
movie for you guys to go watch. Paradise Lost,
Hell
with
yeah.
a long name after it.
I ended up giving Orion a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I also gave it a 7 out of 10. I like the funky sound that uh you get from the bass. Obviously,
Hmm.
bass equals funky. So it explains it. I enjoyed it a lot. But that moves us to the final track on the album, Damage Inc.
Hmm. This sounds like a final track too, and I always
Hmm.
like when a final track sounds like a final track.
Yeah. Definitely a great song for them to play at concerts, like fast pace, in your face. You get people drawing them in and getting the last bit of energy you can out of your crowd uh, before it's time for them to go home.
The guitar solo goes insane on this one.
Hmm.
Like, goes way harder than I thought it should, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just a really good end.
yeah. Interesting note about this song is it is based a little bit off of a Bach piece called "Come Sweet Death." and it was another one of Cliff Burton's adds to the song and the group because he studied Bach as a teenager, and so some classicalness to Cliff Burton. But yeah, no, it's a good song. Another one that is more political facing. It's just talk about corporation and how it enslaves and lays waste to humanity. Another great song that would be amazing in person. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the album a lot. I gave this track a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. And with that, yeah, that was Master of Puppets.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick album. Like I said, at 55 minutes, 8 tracks. They all blend very well together. They all sound amazing. It's just good music. I guarantee, even if you're not a rock fan, that I think you would listen to them and get into it. I gave the album in total a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I ended up giving it a 7.4 out of 10.
And this is my thing with, and this is me personally when it comes to rock and great rock bands. Because just how long ago they happened, I prefer the best of when I listen to them. So it's weird for me to listen to a full album of a rock band just because I rather just listen to their best of hits and get the songs that I enjoy in one album that way. And it's just my taste when it comes to rock because I enjoy it. But I don't want to sit through 18 albums to get the 10 songs I enjoy the most.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
It made me kind of want to listen to just rock, like a lot of heavy metal.
No, I did. I definitely went as I was cooking dinner. I played some more Metallica on Alexa as I was cooking, so I definitely wanted to listen to more. And usually, it's what happens when I listen to rock. I get into it and I listen to it for like a week or so. Just rock in general, I just listen to. So that's probably going to happen anytime I put on music, gym, whatever. It's gonna be rock. But yeah, I enjoyed it. But it's that time, Alec.
Yeah, Randy, it is that time.
It is. Oh, is it?
No, that's me.
I do suck at it. It's time to give the people what they want, Alec, and that is the shout out.
Yeah, hell yeah! Shout out to giraffes, long neck motherfuckers.
You've shouted out giraffes before. Choose a
different
animal.
They deserve it, dude. They deserve it. Honestly, like I know it. I knew you were gonna say that too. But like, tell me a giraffe doesn't deserve 2 shout outs.
I mean, they do have enough neck.
Yeah, the first shout out didn't even make it halfway past their shit. I'm trying to get to the ears. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you probably got one more.
Yeah, way down the line. We're talking like maybe number 24 or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Foreshadow.
He does it the next one.
No, it'll be number 24. Trust me. I'll totally remember.
Well, we want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to this album. We hope this episode and the album. We hope you enjoyed either one. As always, you can find us on all social media sites under Hypothetically Sound. We come next week with album 68, 67, 66. And there are 3 bands that I have never listened to before. 68 is The Strokes, 67 is Portishead, and 66 is The Smiths. Have not listened to any of them before, so this should be a fun week next week of getting to listen to new bands.
Yeah.
So until next week, we hope you have a great day.
Me too. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.